Well, hello again. Welcome to Sailboat Building video series. This place right here is my boat building workshop, and I'm gonna build this 15-meter liveaboard cruising sailboat right in here. Previously in this channel, I have built that massive CNC router you can see behind me, this shed that we are right here during last winter, and I have also made a few videos of the design of this boat. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I should just do that now and hit that bell, because the project is this close to start. In previous episode, I got the dust binder on this floor and now it's ready to use. And last few weeks, I've been really just transferring the stuff in here. So you can already see there is a bunch of things in here. Before we start, I really want to thank my patrons and all the viewers, because I just got this new camera you are looking me through right now, and I hope the video quality will be much better from now on. All the other footage in this video are with the old camera, so yeah. So a couple of weeks ago we transported the CNC router and the bandsaw in here, and that was quite a drill, but everything went smoothly after all. But those you have seen already, but this machine behind me is the interesting part. So last winter I got in contact with a few boat builders not too far away from here in a little town called Luopioinen. And the reason for that was that there was this small company called Vendia Woods, which made these very special boat building plywood boards. And I didn't know that the company was gone bankrupt, but these fellows in Luopioinen, they have bought the brand and the machines. So they invited me to visit there last winter, and I went, and let's take a little look what that was all about. I'm here in the workshop of Vendia Woods, which is a kind of old but new company making special kind of veneer plywood for boat building. I have to say it's a very neat and unique product. I've never seen stuff like this before, and I thought that we could take a little tour of this workshop, and maybe I could have the makers of these say a few words about this. The reason me being here is that, of course, you may know that it is very, very difficult to find good quality timber for boat building these days. And this company has a product which is kind of a special plywood that is meant for replacing massive wood boards for small boat building. So basically what they're doing here, they are taking these thin, very high quality veneers and gluing them in the special plywood products. This is a very high quality pine veneer, you can see here, and there is a special kind of veneer which is stitched together from two pieces, and all kinds of stuff, and basically you can choose whatever kind of wood you want for the top veneer. So you can have pine, oak, maple, anything. I think this is something special. I don't know what wood this is, but very thin, very high quality veneers here all over the place. If you take a look at here, this is one of the end products, and just look at this quality of this thing. This is multiple ply custom plywood for boat building, so very, very neat and nice product. And they are actually using white glue, so in normal plywood the glue is most often black, but in this case it's white and it doesn't show up that much from there. Here you can see glued product where the glue is still sticking out a little bit. So, and they have this high numbers of this quality veneers here. Very nice stuff indeed. And of course, when we are talking about plywood, you can actually use the less perfect material inside. So here is some knots in here that they are cutting out and filling them during the glue process. So these are going inside of the products, and the top parts are always high quality grade A veneers. Very, very nice stuff. And Guilty is here.
Hello.
Maybe you could introduce yourself a little bit and tell me what this thing is all about in a few words.
Well, my name is Jouko D, and I am a marketing and sales person of Vendia Woods. Vendia Woods is a company producing high quality, very special marine plywood. It was designed as a product for building classical clinker boats. Also, Vendia can be very well used in interior purposes for boats, but also other things. And one special thing about Vendia Woods is the fact that we are able to produce custom-made plywoods due to customer specifications, which is a difference to most veneer producing companies around the world, I would say. All the creators out there get in contact with us, and we will produce you whatever ply you would like to have. We have different kinds of wood for the top layers, and we can produce pretty much all the thicknesses that you wish, starting from 4 millimeters upwards to 20, 30, 40 millimeters, whatever the need is.
So, as I mentioned before, this is a very neat and very, very, very nice product. And you're kind of very in the starting point right now, so there's some history in this company as well.
Yes, Vendia was developed around 10 years ago by two brothers in combination, in cooperation with boat builders. They produced for about 7-8 years. There was a 2-year gap now. Vendia was off the market for around 2 years. And we started reproduction of Vendia in December 2021.
Could you give us a little small tour of this workshop and the production line or something, if you can?
Yes, of course. We have one cutting saw for cutting the veneers and the boards to the length, which is over there. We have then the gluing line, which starts here. This is the table where the raw materials come from, and then they go into this gluing machine. Then they are stacked on top, and in the back you can see the big hydraulic press. It's a heated press, and the boards go into this press for a 3-minute gluing. And after the gluing is done, we stack them on a pile, and then they are, for 1 day, they wait to finish the drying of the glue, and after that they can be processed to the end product, to the final size. And the last production process is the sanding. We have a big industrial sander where every board is sanded on both sides to have a really nice top layer finish. We do also have the possibility of sewing veneers together. We have a veneer sewing machine which makes sort of small veneers into wider panels, which we can use then for top layers as well as for inner layers. In every Vendia boat plank, you have a certain amount of cross layers. It is less cross layers than in standard plywood, where you usually have every second layer as a 90-degree cross layer. In a Vendia board, we have 2 sort of cross layers, and the rest of the layers are straight. The properties of a Vendia board are comparable with a massive pine board, with the difference that a thinner Vendia board is, you can say that a 9mm Vendia board has the same properties as a 12 and strength as a 12mm massive board. So with Vendia it is possible to build lighter boats, and also the bending of the planks is easier with Vendia because it is thinner than the massive wood that you would build a boat in a classical way.
So okay, your kind of focus with this product is obviously kind of a traditional board built, traditional kind of rowing boat industry or do-it-yourself dudes around the world. Is it right?
Yes, that is right. This is where the idea for Vendia was born. It was born together with boat builders that made classical clinker boats, and it has shown its value on the market. There have been boats on the water for about 7-8 years now, and they still are in good shape and look great. We have had very good response from boat builders all across the world, mainly in Europe, but also in the US and Canada. And that's the starting market. We also see a very good market potential in boat interiors, because we produce with Northern European sustainable trees. We do not use any rainforest raw materials. We do see the market, a growing market actually, for marine plywoods that are not made from rainforest trees. The benefit that we are situated in the middle of very vast forests around Luopioinen, and these vast forests will be our raw material supply storage for the upcoming years. Our goal is to produce high quality raw materials and make a difference sort of for the boat builders. When you build with Vendia, you can be sure that the boat will be a long-lasting product. It is quite easy to work with Vendia compared to massive wood, because Vendia right away comes in the right dimensions. We produce custom-made boards according to the customer specifications. That means you don't necessarily need big machines. If you want to start building a boat, you can sort of start building right away once you get the Vendia boards into your workshop.
Sounds very friendly for home builders and hobbyists around the world, I think.
Yes. Good thing about Vendia compared to massive wood is that we can send it around the world. There is no issues with sending things compared to massive wood. Massive wood is a difficult thing to send in containers, especially long journeys, for example, overseas to the US.
Yeah, that's true. All the moisture and other stuff that affects the wood on the trip, and
yes,
temperatures and stuff. Yeah. A little bit of why I am here. This is kind of course, you heard that this production right now is very new, and these people are very much seeking for new customers around the world. And I was just kind of coming here, I hope to help them a little bit, so that of course there's a mutual benefit of all this, because quite possibly you can be some kind of source of materials for my boat project. My plan is not use that much of a special materials. That's one of the starting points of my project. But the one issue is the top layers for the boat hull, which should be high quality wood veneer. And you have contacts and you have all kinds of veneers already here, so that might be something that we could make a cooperation with. Yes. And of course, all kinds of interior materials. If you have some excess, I could happily take them, take them from me.
We all like the Panu's project. It is quite an impressive project, the whole SeaCamel idea. The founders of the new Vendia, we are 3 professional boat builders, so we have all experience in boat building. We would also be willing and able to help to realize the SeaCamel project, actually.
That's very, very nice to hear. I can use all the help I can get.
Yes.
But yes, it's very, very, very nice. And I hope something comes out of this. This video is not sponsored. I'm not getting any benefits of this. This is pure interest and getting to know people like Jouka here. And this was a very nice trip to make, and thank you, Jouka, for this tour, and it was really nice to meet you, and I hope we will see you soon.
Yes.
In the boat building industry of Finland.
Yes.
Or something like that.
That's the plan.
Yeah. And not too long ago, they actually offered me this amazing jointer planer multi-machine for free to use, in exchange for me to guide them a little bit with CNC machines. So, great deal, I think. And here it is. So a couple of weeks ago I rented a little bigger car and went to pick this up. It is a beast of a machine. It has a massive jointer, a thickness planer, and a bunch of stuff that makes this machine actually very, very deadly. Table router and a circular saw, and there's a couple of other functions as well. But I think mostly I am going to be using this just as a planer and jointer. So now there is almost everything I need for the boat build. There's my bandsaw, there's my CNC router, a very powerful vacuum that I'm going to install in there. I have the planer, jointer, table saw, actually two of them. Now I'm just waiting for the electrical connection, which is underway. It should be installed in a few weeks. So that of course is quite necessary to get these all things running. But let's talk a little about the next steps. Okay, now you guys are watching me right on the front door of the shed, and the boat will be built right here. So the idea now is that the bow of the boat will be on there, and the stern will be somewhere around here. So that the boat will be in slight angle in here, so I can get a little more room on that end to work. And the next step really is to get the floor in level. So now I have this amazing concrete floor, but it is not completely straight. So there is maybe variation of few centimeters. And I'm gonna build the boat right on its bulwarks so that it sits on the floor. So I need to make the area here under the boat that is completely level. And I'm gonna do that with some very thin cement-based stuff. I haven't really found the actual product yet. But that is the next step I'm gonna do here in just a couple of weeks, I think. And right when I get the electric connection, I'm gonna start making the parts for the boat with the CNC, and that is going to be really, really exciting. The first problem here is the availability of materials. So I would like to use a pine plywood on the parts that will be part of the boat. And that has turned out to be quite difficult. Finland is actually the Europe's largest producer of plywoods, but the pine plywood is very, very scarce. So I will just have to keep looking. Meanwhile, I can buy the cheaper materials to make all the temporary structures and stuff like that. So there is a bunch of things to do nevertheless. And of course there will be much more things to do in here to put everything in their places and bring more stuff and more materials in. But I'm really, really excited that the boat build will start very, very, very soon. And then finally some plans for the workshop. So you can see there's a bunch of stuff in here, and I made this floor plan to kind of figure out where everything should now actually go when I know how big they are and stuff like that. So it turned out this boat shed isn't really too big after all. These machines take a lot of space. And now I'm thinking that the only thing that will be fixed is actually that CNC router. Everything else I'm gonna put on pallets so I can move things easily all around here. In some point I will need very, very long pieces of wood. So I need to move this planer, for example, right in here in the middle and open both doors and bring them through the planer or something like that. So it's a good idea to have them on movable platforms. So the dust collection vacuum is going to be in a small closet in that corner. And on this corner right here, I think I'm gonna actually add a door through the tarp, because these doors are really not meant to daily usage. So I can already see some scaffing on those corners, so it's not really good idea to use them every day. So I'm gonna add a door and some kind of porch area around there. And then in here is going to be a toilet, a dry one, I think, and some kind of small room that I can keep warm all year around to keep stuff like epoxies and things like that in there. And of course, the one big thing still to do here is the insulation layer all around the shed. I'm gonna prepare it during this summer, and yeah, that also needs some funding and more materials to do. And I think I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm still gonna get some more stuff in here and waiting that electric connection. And I hope in next video we will be laying that bottom layer for the actual boat, and that is gonna be really exciting. So remember to subscribe, leave a like, and massive thank you to Patreons for this camera, and we will see you next time. Bye!